Day 331 of Everyday Bible with Ada Ukabia. 1 Thessalonians chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then 2 Thessalonians chapter 1, 2, and 3. So we'll go read all the Thessalonians and then we'll complete them today. These two books are the powerful letters where Paul writes to a young church. The church was surrounded by pressure, persecution, and confusion, yet those believers then stand firm. We go begin from the first one where Paul they say make the Thessalonians become imitators of the Lord even in difficult times. This one are more than copying actions. Now about copying attitude, character, and response. The world where they live today is full of annoyance. People they get anger, comparison, pressure. God they invite us to imitate Jesus. Imitate his patience, imitate his compassion, imitate his courage, his purity, and his forgiveness. You wish to ask yourself, when people look at your life, do they see traces of Jesus in the way you speak, the way you love, the way you forgive, and the way you endure? To imitate Christ, no mean say we must get perfection, because we're not perfect, we're human beings. It just means say we get intentionality. We they choose the way of God, even when our emotions they pull us to go elsewhere. We can move on to where Paul say, remember how we worked day and night so we wouldn't be a burden to anyone. You know what the message be? Ministry and integrity, then they work hand in hand. Paul didn't want to preach one thing and leave another. He didn't want anyone to think say they use the gospel for gain. In our personal lives today, it teach us to serve sincerely, to work diligently, to let our actions to match our words. Make could they refuse shortcuts and make could they avoid how would they manipulate other people. Nothing they destroy witness faster than laziness and selfishness. So if you say you be the witness of Christ, they go around, they do evangelism, and then you stay lazy. Nothing they destroy going around, they preach the gospel faster than laziness or selfishness. And the thing where they strengthen going around to proclaim the word of God now when you stay quiet and consistent with integrity. Those who hinder the gospel add to their wrongdoing. He said that they heap their sins. When people try to stop God through you, now sin, they just put them for their head. Paul, they try to explain that certain people, they actively block the message of Christ to other people. And he talks, say, the resistance now ain't just the only pile up more consequences, more punishment on top of their head. God, they patient. But when he see those people where they oppose his work, no try them. To encourage everyone, when people resist your progress, when they oppose your ministry, when they spread negativity or attack, God they see, God they record, and God go repay in his time. So you don't need to fight every battle. Just keep doing God's work. Now for chapter 3, we see the reason why Paul sent Timothy. He sent Timothy to strengthen and encourage the believers in their faith. Why? Because even strong believers, they still need support. You feel look bold, confident, and spiritual, but God knows when your heart they weak or weary. So Timothy, they represent the people of God, sent to us as mentors, as friends, as ministers, as a message, as a reminder of truth. So no just reject the help where God they send. Sometimes the strength you need, they come through other people. We go still repeat the theme here in chapter 4, where Paul they tell the people, make it your aim to live a quiet life, mind your own business, and work with your hands. A quiet life no means say you go remain silent. It means that a life where they free from unnecessary drama, unnecessary comparison, gossip, competition, and noise. To mind your business means say you go focus on your path, not what other people they fail to do, not be all the failures or the flaws of other people. And to work with your hands, it means say you be productive person. They live in idleness or dependence on other people. If you want peace, choose a quieter, simpler life, way filled with purpose rather than applause. In chapter 5 of this 1 Thessalonians 9, Paul they remind the believers, say, them be the people of light, not darkness. This one will also be our identity, because darkness they represent confusion, secret sin, fear, hopelessness, ignorance, spiritual numbness. Then light on the other side, it represents clarity, holiness, openness, hope, courage, and spiritual alertness. Because you belong to the day, not the night, you can say boldly, Lord, shine your light in every corner of my life. Let who you are match whose you are. Paul no stop there. He still go ahead to say God is just, because God they repay trouble to those who they trouble his people. This will not be about hatred or wishing harm. Now reassurance. God will settle every account, every tear, every betrayal, every oppression. He will address them at the right time. Justice feel be like say they come slowly, but no worry, it is never absent. Justice go still dey. The lawless one and how God could deal with them. We see them for the Second Thessalonians. Paul they describe a coming figure we call the lawless man, a symbol of rebellion and deception. He say he will deceive many. He go exalt himself. He go operate with counterfeit power, because devil like to mimic God, abi. But Paul they go on to say God will defeat that entity effortlessly. He go simply use him breath from his mouth and the brightness of his appearance of his coming, and he go destroy that entity. Wetin be the message for us today? No matter how strong evil look like say it be today, God's authority is greater than that evil. Evil go rise, but you no go ever win. To end or wrap up today's lessons, still on the second book of Thessalonians, Paul they instruct say anyone will refuse the teachings, make we not treat that person as enemy, but make we warn them as a brother. This one is a balance of accountability, where we're not supposed to celebrate a wrong behavior. Love, where we're not supposed to shame or destroy the person we don't fall our hand. And then we will set boundaries where we will step back enough for these people to feel correction. We don't need to abandon those people, but we also don't enable destructive choices. Correction without cruelty, without wickedness. Now that one, 9 Paul say be the kingdom discipline type.